Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So Bob, sorry I got in late. So you two are friends of Christine's?
Well, very recent friends.
They were at the concert last night. Whoa,
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
She picked us up last night at the concert.
Oh boy.
She knows how to do that kind of thing. You
Yeah,
know,
she's
the
pretty
handsome
good.
guys.
Did she sing the bald-headed men or sensitive new age guys song, Christine?
No, but Bob knows it by heart. He heard her once before and he memorized it.
Oh, it's the best.
Well, here,
Yes, it is.
we're
Yeah,
going-
just right up here to the bench.
we're gonna go to a bench so we can sit
Okay.
down and talk.
Lovely.
Look at the sky behind you, Christine. It looks
That's the
fabulous.
Colorado sky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're in Colorado. I've just heard on the radio about what's going on in Boulder
The
and
fire,
Denver.
yeah.
What happened?
Well,
The big-
the fires up there are just, they just shut down. And I don't have friends up there, but I've spent time there with the USA basketball stuff. And
My sister was an all-American basketball player.
Oh,
But
So
she
it's-
also went, Jody, tell them where you went to college.
I went to the University of Rochester and I was a 1982 graduate, and Jimmy, the other one on the call right now, he was a 1977 graduate
That's right.
of Rochester. And but yeah,
I
I was
think
real lucky. I played basketball and then sort of continued with it with my life. And it took me out to USA basketball in Colorado Springs. I was part of the Olympic committees and of choosing teams out for the USA basketball. So I was going to say that looks like Colorado sky. I mean,
Yeah.
it just
Well, unfortunately, we can't see the mountains from here. We're down in the little swale. Actually, show the cattails. We're listening to red-winged blackbirds.
We know the sound of those.
oh, it's so beautiful there.
I think
Yeah.
it was in '82 that I took my mom to the Rochester Symphony, and Itzhak Perlman was performing, and she said afterwards, "Did you notice that he has trouble walking?" That was my mom. You'd have loved it.
A little understatement going on there. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that was at the Eastman Theater in
Oh yeah,
Eastman. Yeah, and
My-
that's where my graduation was, in the Eastman Theater, and but I was not part of the Eastman music side of the school. I was more I was the River Campus part of Rochester.
Right.
And Christopher and Tom have joined us. Yay.
Oh my goodness.
We're getting
You
the
want
whole
to sit
family.
down?
Hey
What?
guys, Christine picked up these two guys at the concert last night. She's dating them. I love it. Does that not surprise us or what, guys?
Well,
I thought
the
that
apple
only
doesn't-
happened at the villages in Florida.
Oh,
They can't get away. It takes the old guys because they can't move as fast.
You,
Well, have you
you
been-
surrender
ever
quicker.
Ever been to Greeley? It's north of Denver.
no,
Heard of
I
it.
wish I know about it though, but I've never made it that north in Colorado.
Well, the founder of the town was Nathan Meeker. He was the agricultural editor for the New York Tribune, and he took his boss's advice to go west. So he founded this town in 1870, and it was known as a cattle town. And it was, they made fun of it because they called it Saints Rest, because people that came here had to sign up and say they wouldn't use any alcohol, they wouldn't buy it, they wouldn't sell it. They put a fence around it to keep the cattle in and the coyotes out. It's kind of an interesting town.
Mhm.
Now, could you guess Ken's a college professor? Or what?
There will be no test after these remarks.
What do they know about farming in Greeley, Colorado?
Hey,
That's
just-
my brother Christopher.
Hi, Christopher.
Hey, how
Just
are
for-
you?
this is for these two guys. There are four brothers watching after Christine, so you guys behave yourself.
Are you kidding me? Have your way with her.
Christopher.
Christine did not sing Sensitive New Age Guys last night. What she did at my children's wedding at the rehearsal dinner on Martha's Vineyard last summer, she sang it absolutely drew it. And Bob, you said that you know that song by heart, right? So
Well, he said that I do, but no, I mean, I know the song, but
so it got everybody up, all the guys up. My brothers, the ones who are here watching right now, were up on stage, and it was some good stuff.
Yep. Well, and now that was one of the shows we saw. In fact, it was at Loveland, the theater where you were last night. You were kind of doing that at that time, and several of us came up on stage behind you while you did.
That's always my favorite part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
So Bob, did Christine have to like pull your arm, twist your arm, or all the guys to get up there, or were people reluctant?
Oh no. Well, she had lots of volunteers. That's
Yeah, it's her favorite part. It's called audience canoodling. I mean, audience participation. Audience participation.
I've been suggesting topics for songs for Chris. I wanted to write a series about women who've been dumped, and they're wishing nothing but ill will for the one that the dumpee.
Dumper.
The dumper, right? Yes.
Oh, look, there's a doggy. Hi, puppy.
Hello.
Good dog.
And the others. You see the dog? Oh,
Oh,
he's at it.
Sitting down. Yeah, there we are.
Hey, what's the elevation where you guys are?
It's just short of 5,000 feet.
look,
Yikes.
there's bicycles.
Mhm.
Bye-bye. Bye,
You
That
see
puppy.
means,
another
like-
path up there? There's a dog chasing a bird.
Oh,
That looks like is that a rails to trails type of?
Yes. No, it's not actually part of it connects with Fort Collins, though. You can stay on this trail and ultimately get to almost get to Fort Collins. There's a little break.
Uh-huh.
But,
I'm gonna
It's-
guess when Bob said you were a professor, that I'm gonna say you're a professor at Colorado State University.
well, yes. Well, it was Colorado State College when I came out here in 1959, and I stayed here till 67. So I lived here 8 years. 2 of our 6 children were born here. So when my wife died a year ago, this daughter drew the short straw. So I came back out here, and I live in a condo that your sister slept in last night. I think she slept there. I didn't check.
Watch it. The brothers are listening.
Well, anyhow, I'm back. All my old friends are horizontal, so I'm having to make new friends.
you're 92, right?
I will be 92 in November.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
fabulous.
And let's say everybody's name here while we're at it. There's somebody here is going to be is 70. Can you believe that?
That's me.
Where do you guys fall in the sequence?
I'm almost dead.
Well, I know we all are.
Yeah, we're all going that way.
But
Well, I'm
in
the
relation-
youngest. I'm the youngest. I'm gonna turn 62 in in about a month, I guess. No, 2 months.
all right.
I'm gonna turn
It
60.
goes from 72 to 62, and mom spit us out like a Pez dispenser.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, there's 9 of us.
now when she was going to yell at one of you, did your mom have to go through the litany of everyone's name to get to the right one?
She even came at
Sometimes.
names she didn't even have in the family. She used to call me Richard. There is no Richard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have my middle son. He lives in upstate New York. He's an artist, and he claims that he's adopted, and he's been waiting all these years for the real parents to pull up in a Cadillac, take him back to the mansion, and to give him his room and his inheritance. I told him, dream on, Carl.
What town does he live in?
He lives right on the Vermont line in Granville. It's a slate town up by Lake George. Do you know Granville?
I don't, but I can picture it.
Yeah.
But your other son's in Rochester, right?
Yeah, and then my middle son, Neil, he teaches English as a second language in Rochester.
Wow.
And
Gee,
want to hear the others?
Our sister Mary, hopefully our sister Mary gets on. She was for 25 years taught, or 30 years, I think, taught at the School of the Arts called SOTA, SOTA, School of the Arts in Rochester.
Oh,
it's a public school, and it's for students who, who really are musical and dramatic, and, that's going to be their thing. And she was a social studies teacher at the school.
We used to go over to Jiva all the time. They did great theater. Do you know Jiva?
Genesee Valley Theater, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
the dramaturge there for many years was at one time Christine's agent. She was also the nun who taught us in 7th, 8th, 10th, and 12th grades.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the really neat things about Rochester was at the National Institute for the Deaf, the group with Bernie Bragg would come down, the National Theater of the Deaf. He would come down and work with the students, and they invited us from Brockport to bring over a group. And Bernie Bragg used to do a bit on TV called The Quiet Man. Do you remember him? He did sign language and taught a little lesson to children.
He never shut up, really.
No.
Hey, what's interesting is hearing all of the talk about the Academy Awards tonight, and and the movie Coda, and that it's probably going to get the picture of the year. And I have not been, we haven't been to the theater in so long, and there's so many things streaming now. But Coda, it's Children of Deaf Adults. It's an acronym for Children of Deaf Adults. And it sounds like such an interesting movie. And it'll probably, hopefully it wins, and then it'll get on TV and we'll get to see it. But I hadn't heard of that. So I don't know if anyone was planning. I mean, the Academy Awards being, what is it, a 3-hour show? I don't know. I haven't watched it for years. Just to sit and watch all those awards, it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, the Coda, hearing about this movie, it sounded really interesting. So it'll be interesting if it wins.
Now, is that the one then that Marley Maitland is involved with? Oh.
Yep.
And
I watched the other night the movies for seniors sponsored by the AARP. So when you get to be a little older, you can tune in on that one. Do you know? That was on PBS. Did you happen to watch it? It's for mature
movies for grown-ups.
Movies for grown-ups, right?
I'm working on that still.
All the actors are screaming all the time.
Well, getting old isn't all it's cracked up to be.
But it sure beats the alternative.
There you go.
Hey, it looks nice. It looks nice out there in Colorado, but I got to tell you, I got more trees on my 1/18 of an acre here than you do in your background. I only see one tree back there.
Well, here.
This is
you got more. I got 2 trees. Well, you got me beat, but it's pretty.
This is called the high plains. We get what the mountains allow us to have.
Well, you know what? We should probably get going because we're doing a walk.
Okay.
And,
keep going. Get the fresh air out there, Christine. I love it. And you know, that's, it sounds like the show was great. If you had these two great guys there at the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
the show was fantastic. She could have any one of the men in the audience men or women in the audience.
She's had them all.
Well, you know what? I sold merch last night for the very last show. I manned the merch table and we made over $700 just in merch. And until I did that, the highest we made was 300.
Wow.
So it really helped. We finished strong. That's all we want to do in this world is finish strong.
I think another song that she might could work on is "Open Up Your Mouth and Let the Moon Shine In." You remember that oldie?
I know, I don't.
Well, I'll teach it to Chris, and she can pass it along to you.
Open up your mouth and let the moon shine in. Yeah, that's a great title.
Well, yeah, I want to hear it in your program.
Yeah,
Next time.
all right.
It sounds slightly
Opening up your
pornographic.
moon.
All right.
Okay, well, we're gonna go back to walking.
Nice to
Okay,
meet
see you,
you.
Christine.
Thanks.
Nice
Yeah.
seeing you.
Yeah, nice meeting. Nice meeting you guys.
I'll pick up the tip.
You're a sweet man.
Ugh.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Want to say bye, Bob?
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Or-
Safe travels, Christine.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna fly back to New York tomorrow. So,
Okay, Christine. Good seeing you.
See you, Christine. Be safe.
trying to figure out how to get off this thing. Oh,
You're not in the subway?
Yeah, I know the subway. There we go.
Uh-huh.
That was, you know, I almost could tell by looking at the sky that
Sylvia.
that was not anywhere east. The sky was so blue, and
Mhm.
it just, you know, it seems so clear. Hey, Sel, Christine just called in from Greeley, Colorado, and
Just
when
to
they were
tell you,
walking,
Dad, from all my information, Dad left New York City and the U.S. on September 1st, 1941,
oh,
entering-
Christine, we can hear you now.
entering the
Oh.
U.S. Army.
So
Yeah.
Christine, Jimmy is what he's gonna. Hi. Thanks.
hello?
Thanks
This
for
is
being
Nancy.
Christine's driver.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
okay.
this is Nancy. She was sitting in the car. You didn't get to meet her before.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Nancy, who's driving?
And tell her to keep her eyes on the road.
All right.
That's my brother, Eddie.
Yeah.
Hello, Eddie.
Wait,
Wait, Jimmy, were you reading one of Dad's letters?
I was telling people I have an actual Valentine's Day letter and poem that he wrote, but he wrote it in 1946. This is well after his leaving the service, but before they got married. And so that's one thing I have. And then I have a poem that is written. It doesn't say it's Dad's, but I assume it is. It was typed out. And the last thing I was going to tell you, everybody, is somewhere in all of the letters that I have, the information that I got is that Dad left New York City and the U.S. on September 1st, 1941. And he entered the U.S. Army at that time. And he ended up going to the South America, Central America.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, he was in Puerto Rico. So anyway, just to let you know that. But so I've got this letter, a Valentine's letter, and then a poem about coming home. So what do you guys want to hear?
Whoa.
I want to hear Mr. Lockhart's poem.
Oh, okay.
Hey, wait, let's do this. Nancy, what would you like to hear about our father? If you don't know, if you caught him, and this is from
She knows all she needs to know.
How
I've
about,
got enough background to get it. Go with the poem.
yeah, there we go. I say the poem.
Go with the
Valentine's
poem.
Day poem.
Okay, well, there's two poems. I'm going to go with the letter and then the poem that's in it.
Okay.
February 12th, 1946. This is all in Dad's handwriting. Dearest Jody, hello, Princess my own. I decided that I did not want to use someone else's brain and heart by purchasing a lacy Valentine to send to you. Rather, The Valentine for you should come from me, solamente, and hence that is the way it shall be. And then he says, he writes with a heart on one side and a heart on another with JC in it. Anyway, To My Princess is the name of the poem, and it goes thus. I need not count the ways I love thee. Words to describe them are too few. Analysis, reasons, motives bore me. I just know that I do. Love can't be attuned to a rational rule. Formulas can't prove it true. But look in my eyes, my beloved, and you'll just know that I do.
Wow.
And he signs it at the end with a little flourish, fin, which means end in French. And then there's a little note that he adds to the end of this. There you have it, my darling. A very unworthy offering for a very worthy princess. Since last evening, New York has become a ghost town. No work, no shows, nothing. Unless you are engaged in public health activities, you are ordered, not requested to stay home. No fuel can be used except for the safeguarding of health. How long the emergency will continue is difficult to say. 3,000 tugmen, a handful of owners, have effectively tied up 10 million people in a Gordian knot. I am a little tired of the irresponsible antics of labor. So obviously there's a labor action or something. They need to be curbed. They've been allowed to function unquestioned too long. Till Friday at 7:10, when I shall again see my love. I love you, Tom. So
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's, and this is, I don't know why he was writing. He must have been at some distance, or mom must have been away or something, but mom received this letter, and again, she saved it, and we got it.
And what was the date of that, Jimmy, again?
February 12th, 1946. They married in, I think, June of 46.
Oh,
Yeah, so they were officially.
They were engaged already.
at
they
that-
were engaged. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
we
wonder
know,
was he still in the army or not?
No, he was out already.
I wonder,
Oh.
he was probably fishing at Croton Lake.
Yeah, really.
yeah, Christine, we were talking a lot about fishing. And Lynn is really the fisherwoman of the family.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yes, she is. Very good.
Uh-huh.
She's very good.
There's one, by the way.
She reeled me in, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
He was a whopper.
she hooked him.
She said I was a whopper.
Oh,
I said, I think I was out of season though.
I've got a
I'm glad you didn't do a catch and release.
Very good, Jody.
Jody.
We gotta
Very
go.
good, Jody.
We have to leave because we've come to our next destination.
Okay, all
Okay.
righty.
Nice meeting you, Nancy.
Nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for including us.
That's right.
Bye.